Caps win 1-0 against the New York Islanders, and let's be real folks, it is Samsonov's world and we are just living in it. Every Caps fan needs to take a step back and just appreciate how hard Samsonov worked in net this game and how hard he worked to get that shutout. Oh shoot, shutout, I almost forgot, you know what that means? It's a shutout! He is the reason the Caps won this game. I mean, on top of Backstrom and Kuznetsov scoring in the shootout, but the only reason it gets to the shootout, the only reason this game went as long as it did is because of the valiant effort Samsonov put forth in net. That is his second shutout of the season, and I think third shutout of his entire career. He is really starting to show that he wants to be that starter in net come the playoffs, and he is putting up a very good bid. I think Vanacek needs to look out on this one. Okay, so we're gonna keep this one kind of short because it's a 3-game series against the Islanders. So instead of talking about this game by game by game, I've decided I want to break this one down into periods. So instead of 3-game review, we're gonna break this into 3 videos of 9-period review. There's a difference. When you play a team back to back to back like this, especially this late in the season, there are some very strong playoff connotations that go along with that type of series. You ever seen the movie Miracle about the 1980 Olympic team beating the USSR team, who was the powerhouse at the time, and they played Russia a week before the Olympic Games. They got absolutely trounced, but they had that first look. They had their initial look at their opposition before getting to the big game, the big time. That's kind of what's happening here. It's possible we might not play the Islanders in the first round, but it's also possible we will, depending on how Pittsburgh and Boston finish out their seasons. So to get a glimpse into a future, a prospective opponent, that is invaluable information taking not only through the rest of the season, but into the playoffs. Let's say you don't play the Islanders in the first round. Let's say you play them in the second round. That's still information that you have. Playing a team in a mini series like this, it's a big, big deal. So, okay, anyway, rant over. Let's talk about period by period how this game went down. Period 1 goes to the Islanders. Big time, heavy leaning to that side. The Islanders trounced the Caps in this period. The Caps looked flat-footed, they looked sloppy, they just were not first to any puck, they didn't win any puck battles. It was just a firing range on Samsonov, but again, as I said earlier, and I emphasize this, Samsonov is not only the reason we won this period, but he is the reason they won this game, and that's because he ends up winning the period for them, because he stops something like 15 shots on net in the first period. Shots were like 15-3 or something like that. 15-4. The score sheet officially says 15-4 shots on net in the first period. That is just, either way, that's bad. That is very, very bad. Every Caps fan needs to be thanking all of the hockey gods that this game was still 0-0 after this first period. Thank you, Samsonov. So yeah, we always joke around that there's like an alarm in the locker room. Then the Caps are just waiting for that alarm to go off. And once it finally goes off, they finally decide to start playing. Well, the alarm went off in the first intermission because when the Caps come out in the second period, it was night and day. It's a completely different team. It's like when the Ducks put on different jerseys in D2 and they came out and they won the Junior Olympics. Just like there was no rule about changing your jersey in the middle of the game, there is also no rule about changing how well your team plays in the middle of the game. This was a flip-flop as to how well the Caps were playing, and they rode it out for the rest of the game. So yeah, shots in the first period were 15-4 in favor of the Islanders. Shots in the second period, 15-7 in favor of the Caps. It's a completely different hockey game at this point. Complete momentum shift. Everything went towards the Caps, and every Islanders fan needs to be thanking Varlamov that this game was still 0-0 after the second period. So after a complete flip-flop on the ice between periods 1 and 2, the big question mark is who's going to be the dominator in period 3? Which team is going to come out and just own the other team in period 3 and take this win away? And the answer is neither, because it wasn't really a dominator, but if you had to decide a victor of the third period, I'm going with the Caps again. The Islanders only had 3 shots on net in the third period. The Caps, I believe, had 9. 3-9, that's triple. You could say, arguably, that the Caps won this game because they won periods 2 and 3 over periods 1. I know that's all like philosophical, hypothetical, because really all that matters at the end of the day is the score on the big scoreboard, but the little finite details, again, when you're looking at a series like this, period by period by period, instead of game by game, momentum shifts Those are big deals, and having a big momentum shift from period 1 to period 2 and then sustaining momentum from periods 2 to 3, that is what gave the Caps the victory to this game in my mind. Again, this is all my opinion, but I think that had a big deal. That was a big factor in this win. So yeah, overtime comes around, and you might look at overtime and say, Brad, but the Islanders dominated overtime, and I say to you, ho ho ho, you just hold your hockey socks there 1 second. I say nay. Yes, the Islanders did have possession for almost the entire 5 minutes, but look at the shots on net. 1-1. Yes, the Islanders possessed the puck for a majority of the time. They held the puck for a majority of the time, but they weren't able to get chances on Samsonov. The Caps did a great job of shutting down those interchanges. 3-on-3 interchanges between players can be very difficult to defend. It's man on man. And as long as you stick with your man, you're good. But when men start interchanging and dropping off pucks, it can get a little confusing. The Caps did a great job of shutting down all the lanes, and the only good shot on net that came through, Samsonov was able to make the save. And then, once the Caps were finally able to get possession of the puck, they got a good chance on net the other way. I don't claim time of possession as a stat in this overtime that will tell which team won the overtime. I think it was a draw, because even though the Islanders held possession, they weren't able to get chances from that possession. They weren't able to capitalize and create chaos off those chances. So who really wins overtime? Nobody. We go to a shootout. And we all know what happened in the shootout because we all know the Caps won. But in case you didn't know, Beauvillier was the only one to score for the Islanders, and Backstrom and Kuznetsov were able to score for the Caps. The Caps win this one 1-0 in the shootout. Thank you, Ilya Samsonov. I don't want to go this whole video without pointing out how badly Nelson blew that third chance in the shootout. I don't know if he just completely lost possession of the puck or if he just shot it and completely blew it wide. I don't know. He had a chance and he blew it. And the only other thing I want to talk about in this video is Raffl. Guys, Raffl debuted in his first Caps game, and what a game for him. I thought he did a fantastic job. A+ to Michael Raffl. I think his forechecking ability was unparalleled to any other guy on the Caps team right now. The Caps offense is very dependent on winning puck battles up to the defense and then getting shots from the D on net and either deflecting it or creating secondary chances. That's a big cornerstone of this offense. And if you're not able to get F1, if you're not able to get your first forward in on the puck and lean on that defense and create chances and win puck battles and get them up to your defense, then nothing's gonna happen. You're not gonna score anything because you're not gonna get any good chances on net. Michael Raffl is that good forward who can get in fast on a puck and win that puck battle. Anthony Mantha, another great example of a Cap that likes to get in first and win the puck battle. That's two really good forecheckers that are acquired at the trade deadline. And Brian McClellan has now said he believes that big and fast and strong is the way to win a cup. That's pretty big and pretty fast and pretty strong if you ask me. So yeah, Raffl gets an A+ from me in this game, and I would love to see him plugged right back into the lineup next game. I think if you've watched my videos for any length of time, you know I'm a Daniel Sprong fan. I love the way Daniel Sprong plays, but I think Raffl showed this game that he definitely needs to be given a look, and he definitely needs to be given a couple looks. He's a great bottom six forward that can also play in the top six, but I think he's going to be a great bottom six asset for the Caps for the remainder of the season and in the playoffs. And he's shown that he wants to be that guy. He wants to be in this team and he wants to play. That was a great showing. And let's see Samsonov in net again. I know we've gone to Vanacek quite a bit this season. He started out the season great for us, but I think Sammy right now is the guy to lean on. Let's lean on our Russian in the net, and let's ride him into the playoffs. That's just my vote. But what do I know? I'm just a fan. Hey, if you like this video, smash that thumbs up button for me. It goes a long way towards helping the channel. And if you enjoyed your time here, consider subscribing to the channel. I'd love to see you come back. And as always, let's go Caps!